Hey guys, this is David with Airbox.com. Today we're going to show you how to replace a number 3 ignition coil in a 2001 4Runner with a 3.4 V6. Now if you're doing a full tune-up, this video will still help because the driver's side bank of the engine is fairly straightforward when it comes to replacing the wires and the spark plugs. You're just going to be scooting some hoses out of the way. The diagnostic box, I think it's held on with the 10mm bolt, but it's very simple to move those things out of the way and get access to the spark plug wires and the spark plugs. Now I highly recommend to not take all the coils and the wires off at the same time. Do one at a time because it's easy to get confused. However, if you did manage to take them all off, here's a simple illustration of where each one goes. 1 goes to 4, 3 goes to 6, 5 goes to 2. From front to back, standing directly in front of your 4Runner, the passenger side bank is 1, 3, and 5. The driver's side bank is 2, 4, and 6. You're welcome. Now we're going to remove the airbox. Phillips screwdriver is all you'll really need for this. If the clamps were replaced with an aftermarket clamp, maybe you might need a flathead, but any basic tool set will get this off. So this clamp comes off. And the other clamp. And as you can see on the right hand side of the airbox, there's a hose that connects to it and behind it as well. You're going to pop both of those off. If you can see those from here, those are going to come off as well. Now this air hose comes off. And then the wire harness. I ended up using a flathead screwdriver to remove the wire harness. I did it safely. It's not really the tool that you're supposed to use it with, but I managed to get it off with that flathead screwdriver. So I think any needle nose pliers should work, as long as just you be careful with it, because these connectors are old and they're brittle and they can become damaged pretty easily. So be careful when removing those. Now once you have everything off, you're going to wiggle the air box out. And of course, once again, be careful when doing it because the rubber on the intake tube is going to be brittle. This one was okay. And you have full access to the passenger side bank. The 3 coils, the spark plug wires, the connectors. The coils are held on with a 10mm bolt. Any 10mm socket and ratchet will remove it. So we're going to remove that bolt on the number 3 coil. I would actually recommend removing the connector first. I didn't, but you'll get that connector off now. And then the spark plug, we're going to remove that from the coil. Now we're going to twist the coil to break the seal and then lift it up and out. Now we have access to the spark plug. We're going to go ahead and remove that spark plug and get that out. We're replacing the spark plug for good measure. This one's tuned up about a week ago. Now if you notice any cracks on your spark plug, this one was okay, but replace it ASAP. Some new spark plugs, that's happened with some new spark plugs, but if you do notice any cracks, we replaced this for good measure. This was just tuned up about a week ago and it started misfiring a week after we changed the spark plug, so we're only changing one of the plugs. Normally, of course, I would recommend to always change all of your spark plugs, but all of the other spark plugs have already been replaced. We did it for good measure. Now we have the new coil in. 10mm bolt goes back on. Go ahead and tighten it. Don't get too crazy with it, but get it nice and snug, and a little bit of turn after it's snug. And wire and coil connector is back on. And that is it. Everything from here is a reverse process. Make sure you have all the hoses back on. Make sure be careful when you're putting them back on as well. Sometimes you might have to replace a hose. If you notice any cracks or anything like that, get them replaced. Some of those hoses are really cheap and really easy to replace. And that is it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Subscribe. Hope you guys, if you have any recommendations for vehicles that you want to see, give us a shout out. Thank you guys for watching.